Ford's 50% off. Only at the Ford Giant. World Ford, Pembroke Pines.
We need to talk. We've got to talk. It's over. You're just too high maintenance.
I'm watching the game with the guys, and I'm worrying about you the whole time. I mean, it's like you've got a screw loose or something. I don't know. You can do this.
Your first 2 months of digital cable and HBO are just $49.99 per month. Call today.
We never should have hooked up that night.
This is Robin Stuckey, and for a limited time, it's the sale of winter. Right now, you can warm your home with great savings on the best names in furniture. Enjoy stunning new designs for your living room, dining room, bedroom, every room of your home. The latest fashions and styles are right here at the guaranteed lowest prices. Enjoy great savings on the newest home fashions, but hurry, it ends soon. The sale of winter only at Robin Stuckey, America's leader in home furnishings and interior design.
Ready for the new you and the new year? Then get ready for Jenny Craig.
I lost 94 pounds 4 years ago.
I lost 35 pounds 8 years ago.
80 pounds 8.5 years ago.
I just lost 30 pounds with Jenny Craig.
It's a great new way of life.
It's all about what Jenny Craig teaches you.
We've all lost the weight and we're keeping it off. Now it's your turn to call Jenny Craig.
Lose all the weight you want in 2004 for just $49, plus the cost of food. Jenny Craig, it works.
Remember to give us a call if you see news happening. In Miami-Dade, our hotline is 305-477-2444.
And in Broward, it's 954-463-NEWS.
Finally tonight, we have preliminary results of our CBS 4 web poll.
Here was the question. We asked, should all Florida newborns be tested for HIV? So far, these are the results. 53% say yes to the controversial testing. 47% say no. Still very close, but you can still vote in our web poll by logging on to CBS4News.com.
And that's our news for now. Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you back here again at 11 for CBS 4 News Tonight. Now here's the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Tonight, an election year battle is coming over President Bush's plan to make millions of illegal aliens legal. We'll tell you what it would mean. He allegedly masterminded the Enron mega fraud that saw shareholders lose fortunes. Now he appears ready to cop a plea. As the U.S. hunts for al-Qaeda, authorities may have busted a homegrown terror ring. We'll show you the arsenal and the chilling plans. And the winter weather danger that's taking more and more lives. The avalanche.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
And good evening. Dan is off tonight. I'm John Roberts. President Bush today proposed a major change in U.S. immigration laws. He would give temporary legal status to millions of people who are in this country illegally, but only if they have jobs or the promise of one. CBS News White House correspondent Bill Plant reports that turning election year proposals into permanent policy won't be easy.
From everywhere, those looking for a better life still pour into the U.S., pursuing the American dream. But these days, most of them are illegal. They risk their lives to get here and live in the shadows, unprotected by the law. Maryland farmer Jim Schillinger, whose family has been on this land for more than 140 years, says that legal or illegal, the migrants find work because no one else wants it.
The American people I have a problem with, they just don't want to come out and do the physical work that we have to do.
That's the reality behind the president's proposal to reform the nation's immigration laws.
We must make our immigration laws more rational and more humane. And I believe we can do so without jeopardizing the livelihoods of American citizens.
Mr. Bush is asking Congress for a temporary worker program, which would give legal protection to undocumented workers already here and holding jobs, and to people in other countries offered jobs in the U.S. The jobs must first be offered to American citizens. If none apply, the non-citizens who take them would get at least the minimum wage. The visas would be temporary, 3 years and renewable, but with an end. That's to encourage the guest workers to go home. If they choose to apply for citizenship, they would get no special preference. The president says that's not amnesty, which he opposes, but some Republicans say that's what it amounts to.
No matter how you want to dress it up, no matter what euphemism you want to use to describe it, legalization, regularization, it's amnesty. You are rewarding people for breaking the law. it's a bad idea.
Some Hispanic advocacy groups applaud the proposal. Others fear that guest workers could be more easily exploited than U.S. citizens.
He is, in fact, creating a dual class of workers. He's creating a class of workers who will have to work hard but won't have the same rights.
Another question being asked, how much of this is politics? Will the White House push hard for reform in Congress? Or is this election year window dressing designed to get Mr. Bush a bigger slice of the Hispanic vote? John?
Bill Plant live for us tonight from the White House. Bill, thanks. He was one of the key figures in the corporate scandals that rocked this country. The alleged executive chef in a book cooking operation that saw a huge U.S. corporation collapse, taking fortunes in retirement savings with it. Tonight, Andrew Fastow, former chief financial officer of Enron, is reported ready to make the biggest deal of his life. CBS's Anthony Mason reports it is a deal with prosecutors.
When the feds first handcuffed Andy Fastow and accused him of being the architect of the massive fraud at Enron, he pleaded not guilty. Today, Fastow and his wife Lee, a former Enron assistant treasurer, are trying to cut a deal and cop a plea. For 2 years, the government's been trying to unravel the web of accounting scams that led to the collapse of the country's 7th largest company.
But now you've got the guy with the keys to the kingdom. Now you have the guy who set it all up, who apparently may be getting ready to tell everything he knows to the government.
In the proposed plea deal, Fastow, who's charged with 98 counts of fraud, money laundering, and insider trading, would serve 10 years in prison. Lee Fastow, accused of conspiracy, reportedly would serve her term of some months first, allowing one parent to remain with the couple's 2 young children. The cost of the deal is the Fastow's cooperation.
Normally, the reason the government makes a deal is to get a bigger fish.
The biggest fish are former Enron CEOs Ken Lay and Jeffrey Skilling.
I did not believe the company was in any imminent financial peril.
Both have denied any involvement and have not been charged with anything.
If I were Ken Lay and Jeff Skilling, I wouldn't be sleeping very well tonight. I would be wondering all night long what it is that Mr. Fastow is going to be saying about me.
Or hoping that the plea deal collapses. And it still could. According to the Houston Chronicle, a judge rejected the terms of Lee Fastow's deal this afternoon because it gave him no leeway to increase her 5-month sentence. But the Fastows are looking to strike a bargain, and the government believes they have something to sell. John?
Be interesting to see what that is. Anthony Mason, thanks. The board of the New York Stock Exchange will be meeting tomorrow to discuss whether to sue former chairman Dick Grasso to get back some of the $188 million the exchange paid him. Grasso was forced out when the value of his compensation package was revealed. On Wall Street today, stocks closed mixed. The Dow lost 9 points. The Nasdaq gained just a touch more than 20. In Iraq today, a guerrilla mortar attack on a U.S. Army base wounded dozens of soldiers. The military says half a dozen rounds hit the supply base west of Baghdad, injuring at least 35 American troops. Also today, a new picture of Saddam Hussein surfaced, one taken last month just after he was pulled from his hiding place underground. Saddam is being held at a secret location awaiting trial, but as Kimberly Dozier reports for us tonight, some Iraqi captives are about to go free.
Starting tomorrow, U.S. officials plan to release some 500 prisoners they're holding, giving them a chance to become part of the new Iraq.
This is not a program eligible for those with blood-stained hands.
No one suspected of carrying out guerrilla attacks will go free. This is aimed at those who were detained as low-level security threats because of their part in the old regime, especially throughout the Sunni Triangle. Tribal chiefs in the area advised Americans that releasing some of these men would help win over the population. The Americans are taking other advice as well. They're planning to remove barbed wire they'd put around some Iraqi villages. U.S. officials are also trying to show Iraqis what they're up against. They released this video of weapons they say they found in a mosque during a raid last Thursday.
These are hand grenades, blocks of TNT, det cord used to activate.
They believe the message is getting across, and more Iraqis are helping to watch the streets and watch their backs, even in former loyalist hotbeds like Fallujah.
Tips turned into us for action, both through our telephone lines and in person, are up over 50% right now.
But many say they feel trapped between both sides, Americans and militants. This couple's home was destroyed by a bomb apparently meant for foreigners, a price they never expected to pay for freedom.
Now Iraq is afraid from everybody. Even from American, even from Iraqis themselves. They're afraid from everything.
Many here say this is a fight they never bargained for. U.S. officials say, like it or not, they're in this together. And those who work with the Americans will reap the rewards. Kimberly Dozier, CBS News, Baghdad.
The Defense Department is considering a request from U.S. commanders in Iraq to extend the deployments of up to 5,000 troops beyond the 1 year they were promised. But many others are already bound for home. Hundreds of 101st Airborne Division paratroopers arrived this morning at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, welcomed by families with hugs and happy tears. The United States is ordering foreign airlines to put air marshals on some of their flights to this country, but aviation authorities in some European countries are balking now, saying it's better to cancel flights if terror plots are suspected. That's been done several times in recent days, but CBS's Jim Stewart reports tonight it's not at all clear whether any attacks have actually been stopped.
6 foreign flights bound for the U.S. have been canceled since the nation went on high alert. 10 more have been delayed or diverted, and thousands of passengers subjected to special scrutiny. Yet thus far, officials acknowledge today not one piece of terrorist-related information has been confirmed about any of the passengers on any of those flights. More to the point, officials denied reports they were seeking a man who missed one of the flights out of fear he was a pilot-trained member of al-Qaeda who had previously escaped U.S. custody during the fighting in Afghanistan.
I'm not aware of any one particular individual who is loose.
Several people did, in fact, miss Air France Flight 68 on Christmas Eve, seen here arriving 2 days later in Los Angeles, and one of them did have a surname similar to a name on U.S. terrorist suspect list. But officials say they are certain the missing passenger was not the al-Qaeda suspect first detained in Afghanistan.
A lot of these names have not only duplicates, triplicates, but many similar names. And it takes a while to sort through this.
The confusion started shortly after the nation went to alert condition orange when U.S. officials provided several foreign governments with names of possible suspects who might be trying to enter the U.S. and carry out an attack. The names were called from computer files at the FBI, which then matched them against a list at the CIA. The Terrorist Threat Information Center then sent the completed list to Great Britain, France, and Mexico, where the suspect flights were believed to originate. The FBI hopes to consolidate all of the terrorist watch lists by sometime this summer. Until then, officials warn duplications and mistakes will happen, and the traveling public will just have to learn to deal with it. Jim Stewart, CBS News at the FBI.
Coming up next on tonight's CBS Evening News, homegrown terror. A Texas couple faces years in prison after a massive weapons cache is uncovered. What were they up to? We'll give you the inside story. Later, SARS worries. A case in China raises this question. Is the U.S. prepared to combat another outbreak? What you need to know in the Health Watch.
Aren't you tired of frozen dinners?
Make it Campbell's instead.
Thanks. Chunky chicken corn chowder now has more chicken.
And who taught you how to pick a melon?
The makers of St. Joseph believe in doing one thing and doing it well. Heart health. That's why we only make 81 milligram, the dosage doctors recommend most for daily cardiotherapy. Baby your heart with St. Joseph.
Break up the full feeling of indigestion and pain with Alka-Seltzer.
Plan A, walk 2 miles before kids get up. Plan A, watch what I eat today. Plan E, equal. It plays a delicious part in a healthy lifestyle. That little part you can do every day. Plan A, try new exercise equipment. Plan E, equal, easy, every day.
The promotion, a new title, a bigger paycheck, better days ahead. Your hard work paid off, And so did that extra confidence from getting rid of your gray hair with Just for Men hair color. Its vitamin formula rejuvenates your hair and energizes you with a natural look in 5 easy minutes. When you feel confident, it shows. Just for Men, the Rejuvenator.
What's this?
Breakfast.
It's kind of early, buddy.
You guys need to take some cholesterol off of you.
Honey, have you been reading the Cheerios box again?
I got that off the box.
Cheerios is still the only leading cold cereal clinically proven to reduce cholesterol to help your heart.
That was very thoughtful of you. Very early, but very thoughtful.
Cheerios, good for the heart.
With all the post-9/11 emphasis on protecting America from foreign terrorists, you may be surprised to hear this evening that federal authorities have cracked a homegrown threat in Texas. Correspondent Bob McNamara reports officials may have headed off the worst domestic terror attack since Oklahoma City. Bob has the inside story.
In the East Texas hamlet Noonday, known for onions, not anarchy, federal agents arrested this common-law couple last April hiding a weapons cache, including the makings of a sophisticated sodium cyanide bomb capable of killing thousands. 62-year-old William Crar, with ties to white supremacist groups, pleaded guilty to possessing a chemical weapon and faces life in prison, while 54-year-old Judith Brewy pleaded guilty to conspiracy to possess illegal weapons and could get a 5-year term.
They certainly had the capacity to be extremely dangerous.
What agents found at this storage facility shocked them. Photographs obtained by Dallas CBS station KTVT show illegal machine guns, boxes filled with 500,000 rounds of ammunition, homemade bombs, bomb-making instructions, antidotes for nerve gas, and a Ku Klux Klan calling card. All of it discovered after fake documents William Crar mailed to a New Jersey militia member were actually delivered to a New York address.
Why did they pick such a small storage facility? Why did they pick this town?
Mysterious, too, are seized papers indicating plans for a covert operation. One document, titled Procedure, lists code words for meeting places in 9 cities to be referred to as zones. Other notes give code words and instructions on how to throw law enforcement off their trail. In the wake of 9/11, there is concern that homegrown terrorists may be operating under federal radar.
It's scary. When you look at their capabilities, you look at the vulnerabilities of our society, we don't have to concern ourselves so much with only foreign terrorists, but we need to concern ourselves with domestic terrorists too, and these guys are very dangerous.
Also unsettling is the fact that William Crar has refused to cooperate with authorities. And if he had a target for terror planned with co-conspirators who remain on the loose, the information will likely go with him to prison when he's sentenced next month. Bob McNamara, CBS News, Dallas.
A federal judge today lifted his earlier order prohibiting the U.S. military from requiring troops to be vaccinated against anthrax. The FDA ruled late last month the vaccine is safe, and Pentagon officials say they will almost certainly resume mandatory inoculations, but they will review just who is getting the shots to be sure they are vaccinating the soldiers most at risk from anthrax attack. Coming up next on tonight's CBS Evening News, as China takes drastic measures to stop SARS, we'll look at what the U.S. is and is not doing to fight the disease. A Health Watch update coming your way in a moment.
Lay's, an American revolution.
When is cereal more than just breakfast? When it's grape nuts or shredded wheat. They have a healthy whole grain crunch that may help reduce your risk of heart disease. So start your day the Heart Smart way. 2 healthy classics from Post. They're anything but ordinary.
It's a beautiful morning.
I don't want to go surfing. And I'm not looking to sail around the world. All I want is to get out here early and surprise a few clams.
Ask your doctor today about Vioxx, a prescription medicine from Merck, and find out what Vioxx can do for you.
My doctor prescribed Vioxx, and I stayed with it.
Vioxx.
Why worry? Relax. Trust Dulcolax, the overnight laxative more doctors recommend. It's gentle enough for sensitive stomachs, yet strong enough for complete relief. So relax. Trust Dulcolax for overnight relief, guaranteed.
As night approaches, the wait for the elusive Z's begins. They appear cautiously, but sensing a presence, they flee. Not a single one is caught, unless you have the right mattress.
Catch some Z's with 25 to 50% off closeout mattress sets at the Mattress Giant 2004 New Year's sale.
You raised them and sent them out into the world, so why are more and more young adults moving back in with mom and dad? Eye on America, tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
NASA said today it will put off the active exploration phase of the Spirit rover on Mars while they try to nudge the lander's deflated airbags off of the robot's exit ramp. British space scientists have a much bigger problem. They haven't heard from their Mars lander, Beagle 2, since it reached the red planet Christmas. They tried again today, and the result was silence. China today took new action to try to prevent another widespread outbreak of SARS, slaughtering civet cats, an animal popular as food and believed to carry a form of the deadly virus. China plans to target rats next. How prepared is the United States for a SARS